Hey, welcome back to another video, guys. I want to talk briefly on the new 2022 Corvette Z06. Now, before we dive into the video, yes, my thumbnail is going to be on the catchy side. It's going to be something to the effect of, I'm not very impressed, or it's ugly, or whatever the case may be. To entice you guys to click and watch the video. So yes, if you want to go ahead and make them hate comments, go right ahead, be my guest. So first things first, I don't hate the car. I'm just not as impressed as I thought I would be, considering how impressed I was that when the C8 came out, like many people, I was extremely impressed. It blew my mind. So when that came out, I was so excited for the Z06 and the Z01 and these higher trim levels, because I'm like, wow, look at this thing. Like, this is, I can only imagine what they're going to do when they come out with the Z06. So without further ado, guys, let's get into why I'm not impressed, and why maybe I shouldn't be so surprised that I'm not impressed. Without further ado, guys. So, first things first. Excuse me. The new C8 Z06 does have, like, to me, this F22 Raptor look. It kind of looks like it's ready to do a dogfight with Iron Man. And it's not the first car. I believe there's actually several cars that have like that F22 fighter jet look. I believe Lamborghini did a car, I'm gonna butcher this name, the Revention. Anyway, comment below if you know how to pronounce it. That I believe actually was on purpose, look like the F22 Raptor, and I know there's other cars, other cars I believe that had that look. But anyway, I'm getting sidetracked. Back to my point. So first things first, if you look at other previous Corvette generations, right? Let's look at the C7, for example. You could see a pretty big difference between the C7 Stingray and even a C7 Z06, even without like the crazy Z07 package with the the different carbon fiber bits and the more aggressive wing and all that jazz. And that's not even talking about the 01 from the C7. So let's move on to my next point. And speaking of the C6 and even the C5, one of the other things you have to keep in mind, that I need to keep in mind, is that the Z06 hasn't been a top level trim since the C5. So when the C5 came out, if you wanted the baddest, it was the Z06. Now, that kind of was the case for the C6, because when the Z06 came out, it was such an advancement over the regular Corvette, and no one kind of saw the ZR1 coming, although that ended up being the top dog. To that point, with this new generation, they have, at least we believe, they're rumored quite a few different trim levels, from the Z06 to the Grand Sport, the ZR1, and of course, there's all this rumors of this really badass twin-turbo Corvette that they're calling the Zorro. Now, even with the Grand Sport, typically in those generations, they are basically the Z06 body with the standard V8 engine. But now I'm being told the Grand Sport, or what I'm reading, I shouldn't be being told, what I'm reading is the Grand Sport will be some type of hybrid setup. So it's not even going to be anything like the standard Grand Sports that we're used to. So that's point two. The other thing we want to look at is, if we look at the pictures of the Camouflage Corvette Z06 that we saw floating around, and you look at this new one that they released officially from GM, you could tell right away that the one that was a Camouflage had some type of a crazy package on it that they're obviously going to offer, which is going to be some sort of, Z07 package. You can see the wing. It just looks more like what I was anticipating, which you wonder why they didn't release the top trim first. Releasing this one, at least at this angle, granted, this whole video is based off of one picture. It just wasn't that impressive to me. So wrapping up the video, guys, the conclusion is, I'm being a little picky, but I am truly not impressed, in the sense that I really was expecting it to stand out more. Now, that could change. I mean, it is a weird color. It's kind of a dull color, in my opinion. It might be the angle it took of the car. I mean, all the great cars do have weird angles. And once again, it might need certain, I think at a certain trim level, like, in my opinion, even the Corvette C5 base looks weird without sort of wing. I think it needs the high wing. I think that makes the car. So it could just be missing something so simple. And as well, as I mentioned earlier, there's going to be other trim levels. So that might be, my anticipation might be for those higher trim levels other than the Z06. So tell me what you think below. Comment if you agree, disagree, if I'm being ridiculous, whatever your thoughts are. If you like the video, smash the like button. If you want to see more videos, I like to do updated videos with new car content, or the new cars coming out. Just brief videos, and as well as I do have a high mileage Charger Scat Pack that's usually the main focus on this channel. If you're interested to see how a modern day car holds up with a real owner, I'm approaching 150,000 miles on my Scat Pack, so if you want to check that out, obviously hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you guys next video. Peace.